Every year, hundreds of thousands of South Korean students go abroad to study, and many to the United States. South Korea is the third largest source of international students in the US, behind China and India. But COVID-19 has left many of these students in a quandary.
Eugene Lim and his sister Sujin have been studying in the United States for the last 3 years. Then the COVID-19 pandemic broke out. In April, the sisters decided to come home, thinking they'd go back in fall when the outbreak subsides. 3 months have passed, but Eugene, who was looking forward to going back to start his second year at the University of Utah, is not sure anymore.
일단 무서워서 그것도 있고, 근데 만약에 제가 휴학을 하면 이 코로나가 언제 끝날지 모르잖아요. 그래서 만약에 봄학기 때 다시 돌아갈 수 있을 거라는 보장도 없고, 그렇게 되면 제가 휴학을 계속 해야 되나, 언제까지만 휴학을 할 수 없잖아요.
She says about 15 of her friends from the same U.S. campus returned home like she did, and now about half of them said they were not going back. She has to decide by around mid-August. But her younger sister, Sujin, can't afford to wait any longer.
고등학교다 보니까 휴학 같은 게 없고, 그리고 저는 좀 코로나가 심한 지역에서 좀 떨어져 있어가지고, 거기서 코로나가 심할 때도 저희 동네에는 걸린 사람이 아무도 없었거든요. 그래서 별로 그렇게 위험하지는 않은 것 같아요.
She says she's more worried about catching the virus at places like the U.S. airport and public areas than her school. So are their parents.
아버지는 반대하시는데 어머니도 걱정은 하시는데 또 졸업이 늦어질까 봐 걱정하시고 계시고, 선택권은 일단 저희 둘한테 있는 것 같은데 저희가 이제 잘 선택해서 어떻게 좋은 쪽으로 해봐야죠.
That's a hard choice facing not just South Korean students these days. According to UNESCO, at one point during this COVID-19 pandemic, some 1.6 billion young people were shut out of schools and universities due to measures to contain this COVID-19. And that accounts for about 90% of the world's entire student population. Han Seung-ho, who used to head the Korea Overseas Study Association, says he has never seen anything like this in this 20-year-long career of consulting parents and students on studying abroad.
이만큼 최악의 상황은 없죠. IMF, 외환위기, 이때들 다들 한국이 어려웠다고 하는데 그것보다 더 어렵다고 하고, 유학원들은 현재 그것보다 더 어려운 상황이고요. 돈만 있으면 어디든지 갈 수 있는 상황이고.
One consulting institute, he says, which had about 14 branches across the country with some 170 employees, has now shut down all of them but 2. And it has kept only 20 employees. For students like Sujin and Eugene, whose overseas education now hangs in the balance, they can't help but wonder if things will ever get better. Lim Yeon-seok, CNA, Seoul.